Pre-COVID, the Winnipeg School Division's Divisional Honor Band was a vibrant, engaging event that fostered the growth of some of Manitoba's finest young musicians. Over the past 2 years, the Honor Band was silenced, another casualty of the COVID lockdowns. This year, however, they are back. Soon, they will be making available a virtual concert that features superstar band students who go to schools in Manitoba's largest school division, the Winnipeg School Division. Joining me here over Zoom to talk about this very exciting event, I am joined by Mark Sawatsky. He is the band director at Elmwood High School, and Alexis Silver, who is the band director at Sisler High School. Hi, Alexis, and hi, Mark. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Hi, Chris. Nice to see you.
I'm going to start the conversation out this way. Alexis, Winnipeg School Division is the largest division in the province. For our Classic 107 listeners, can you list the high schools that are in the encatchment of the Winnipeg School Division?
Certainly, and Mark, help me out if I miss one. So we've got Sisler and Elmwood. We also have Churchill, Churchill High School. We've got Daniel McIntyre Collegiate Institute, Grant Park High School, Techvoc High School, Gordon Bell, Kelvin, and St. John's.
Mm-hmm. So it's a huge division. How long has the Divisional Honor Band been going on through the Winnipeg School Division? When did it start? Do you know?
I think. Go ahead, Mark.
Go ahead, Mark.
As long as I've been here, so this is my 10th year working in the division, and from year one, it's been something that we've been running, and I'm sure prior to me getting here, what's going on for.
I think this is our 24th year.
Wow.
Holy moly. Wow. Mark, can you talk about how the band is put together? It's not an audition-based band. Is that right?
Correct. It's we basically get together for, I would say it's comparative to a hockey draft, and we sort of put all of our students in from each school who we think could use this opportunity to really shine, possibly get out of their comfort zone, maybe play more challenging rep, and we kind of sort of put it to a vote. Typically, in my 10 years of being here, there hasn't been a situation where someone hasn't gotten their student into the ensemble. And we usually pick our brightest and best kids and put them in there. Not to say that any of the other students aren't brightest and best, but it ends up being more the senior high students, right? The 11 and 12s, just to give them that opportunity, especially if they haven't had an opportunity to play in a provincial honor band as well.
Mm-hmm. I'll ask the question of both of you. What are the advantages to having students in your band programs take part in the Divisional Honor Band? Alexis, maybe I'll start with you.
Leadership, for sure. So it offers those students who need a little bit of enrichment the opportunity to, as Mark said, play higher level repertoire, but also play with other students who might play different instruments than what are in our ensembles, or just a different instrumentation altogether. So it's great for their learning. What they bring back to our programs, though, is some excitement for sure, and a different sense of the rehearsal process, because we have rehearsals once, twice per cycle, 3 times a week, whatever our rehearsal schedules are laid out. But this kind of process is all day ensemble learning. So they're learning different things about their technical side of things. They're also going into instrument specific clinics, full band ensembles, family instruments, and they're doing some enrichment sessions with Dr. McCollum, where they learn about practice techniques and thinking about music in a different way. So when the students come back to my program, they're excited and they talk about it. And there's just like a little bit of a shift in the way that they participate in our rehearsals.
Mm-hmm. And Mark, how about you? What's been your experience with having students take part?
They've always come, it gives the kids a sense of what it would be like maybe to study music. So if they're on the fence of, I'm not sure if I want to take music after I'm done high school, this gives them an opportunity to really feel that and have a sense in a more pro setting. where you're doing music for 8 hours a day. And then, of course, when they come back, it's just that extra level of playing and leadership for sure. They really understand now what their position is in band. It's also great that when you're listening to these kids have conversations from different schools, there's a lot of the same stories that are happening. So it's nice to sometimes be a fly on the wall and listen to those conversations, especially when they start, dogging the drummer.
It's been mentioned, the Divisional Honor Band, it's a pretty intensive set of days. Alexis, can you talk about when rehearsals start and how many days the kids have to rehearse before they actually perform?
Sure. This year is different. So we were completely dark last year. That's right, Mark, right? We didn't have any opportunity last year. The year before, we went to sort of a mini honor band model, like sort of in that first one where we had amazing guest clinicians come in and work with each school. So we didn't bring the kids all together, but we had a really great clinic at all of our schools with different bands. I think our old model, Mark, was on a Thursday morning, we educators met together and our guest clinician would lead us through professional development on a musical topic. Then we would go to Elmwood at about 1 o'clock and we would rehearse from 1 till dinner time, all have pizza together, and then have an evening rehearsal on a Thursday. The Friday would be sort of just a little bit of an extended school day, about 8:30 to 4:30. Then on a Saturday, we would meet for the dress rehearsal, a nice intense 2 hours, have a photo, and then have our concert. This year, we're trying to sort of bridge those different experiences because we're not quite back to normal yet. So this year, we're doing basically 2 regular school days and recording at the end of the regular school day, which means that Dr. McCallum has to be a little creative with what the last rehearsal looks like so that students still have some face to play.
Yeah, you mentioned it. Who is going to be the conductor for the Divisional Honor Band this year? And can you talk about some of the clinicians that you're going to have in working with the kids? Mark, I'll get you to answer that one.
Well, Dr. Wendy McCallum is coming to run the honor band again this year and guest conduct. I think since I've been here, this is the 3rd time that I've seen her work with our students, and every time it's a really enriching experience. I always come away with a whole bag of takeaways of things that I can use with my ensemble and can apply them right away, which is great. As far as the clinicians that are going to be with us, there's yourself, of course. Andrew Littleford is going to be running the trumpet clinician. We have Joel Green doing some of the low brass and tuba, Mark Reed on trombone, Julie Husband on low reeds, Brian Klorak on sax, Amy Whitaker on flute, Todd Martin, French horn. Geez, I'm not going in order here. It's horrible. Kelsey Nordstrom on oboe. And
who's our percussionist, Mark?
Oh, Ben Reimer. How can I forget, right? Ben Reimer on percussion.
So some very prominent Winnipeg professional musicians. That's great exposure for the kids, which is just great. It's going to be a virtual event this year. How much does it cost, and where can people get access to the downloadable link to see these amazing kids?
Well, I think the great thing about this is it's absolutely free. People have an opportunity not only to listen to some really young up-and-comer, what I consider to be young up-and-comer players, playing some really mature pieces, but also parents get to hear their kids in a free setting. So it's really open to anybody who can log on to the WSD website, find the link, which we'll have posted once this is all said and done, and listen to what our school division has to offer.
And for our Classic 107 listeners, I'll embed a direct link to that download link from the Winnipeg School Division's Divisional Honor Band. It's going to be just great. Mark and Alexis, the Winnipeg School Division's Honor Band concert sounds like it's just going to be fantastic. Thanks so much for taking the time to chat with me today. This has just been really, really great.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks for doing our event with us, and thanks for talking to us today.